director at large for microwaves and RF, and I'm here at the Things Industries event in Amsterdam with Jim Hassman. He's with Blues, and it's all about LoRaWAN, isn't it, my friend?
It is, yes, big announcement.
Yeah, so now, one of the things that you're into is AI in the cloud, IoT. That's a big word, big term, big picture. Where do you fit into that value proposition?
Yeah, right now we are a hardware-led SaaS company, so we provide a module that developers use to cloud connect any physical product that they might have.
Very cool, and that's one of those. So you've got some solutions on the wall of fame.
Solutions on the wall here. We've got a booth here with a bunch of the modules that we sell running live, so people can kind of see what that's like. But as it relates to AI, there's basically a few pieces of it. One is AI that happens on the edge, and we've got a number of projects that utilize compute capability on the edge to actually make inferences before it does anything in the cloud.
Right.
And the second is we make it very simple for people to pump data. You can think of us as a data pump from a device to the cloud, so they can actually do their AI workloads in whatever cloud tool chain they might use, Azure, AWS, Google, Snowflake, whatever.
Well, Jim, one of the aspects of edge computing and AI in the edge is trying to reduce that latency, trying to make that connection simpler. How do you facilitate that?
These models that are trained are typically a machine learning or a deep learning model. And the first thing you have to do is collect the data, which is what we're really good at. So you basically drop our module in, you pump your data to the cloud. You actually train the model in the cloud first, and then you take a compressed version of it and you push it back down to the device where it's running locally. And it will continue to learn there locally. It's called Tiny ML. And we partner with companies like Edge Impulse and Useful Sensors to do that type of work there. And we are the broker between the device and the cloud itself.
So then that, leads me to believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that you've got different flavors of modules for the different applications and verticals and the types of data that you're trying to recover. How granularly do you split that up?
We started off with a cellular module at first, and that was 95% of our business. We then created a Wi-Fi version. In industrial context, cellular tends to be the predominant choice there because Wi-Fi has vulnerabilities to it. And just yesterday we announced a bunch of new products that include a LoRa version. So we now have a module that is LoRa specific. We also came out with a module that is both cellular and Wi-Fi, and you can choose a primary and a failover, whatever way you want to go. And we're working on some other things, but really we view ourselves as, regardless of what the wireless radio access technology is, you'll be able to use one of our modules to connect that, because there is no one access technology that rules them all, right? So we're trying to make it simple for developers where they don't have to be skilled in any of those backhauls to just drop us in and cloud connect their product.
Well, because there are multiple facets to that issue, right? Because you've got the AI as optimization multiplier, right?
Yeah.
Force multiplier for the application. AI as bandwidth reducer, latency reducer, force multiplier at the device. How do you see that split going forward with your solutions, for example?
It's early. Most of the AI workloads that are running on these devices are not doing those types of things. They're actually doing thermal image detection or water leak detection. They're detecting some environmental function right there on the device and sending the metadata from that prediction to the cloud. So the latency is zero.
Very interesting. Yeah. So now, obviously there are challenges in these kinds of deployments and ensuring that you've crossed all the T's and dotted the I's. What are some of the challenges that you've seen in these deployments with your clients?
Well, most of our clients we find at the same point, and that is they've been trying to do this for years. They've had the group of people that were going to build it themselves. They had consultants that came in and recommended somebody. So usually by the time we meet them, the response that we get is, where were you guys 3 years ago? And that could be taken one of two ways. Like, I wish I was there 3 years ago. The other way to take it is they actually know how hard this is, and they're going to appreciate the simplicity of what we've done here to mask all that complexity. We recently started adding a capability where we can come in and in 2 days help a customer build a minimum viable product. in 2 days. Think of like the cooking channel.
Right.
You've got all your ingredients, we show up, we knock it out in 2 days. Now, they may have been spending years trying to do this, and we're like, put your money where your mouth is. If this is really important, we'll come in with a crack team, we'll just do it.
Like Julia Child, you must dry the meat or it won't brown properly, Oh, I didn't think about that. I should have dried the meat instead of,
Exactly, and we don't offer it to everybody. They need to be very serious about their project, but we will fly in and actually help them get it done and just get them over that hump, because a lot of them stay in front of that hump for a long time.
How much of a dialogue is that? How much hand-holding is really involved? I mean, once you explain it, do they go, I get it? Or is it, okay, you have to do it this way, you have to deploy this here, and you have to deploy that there? How much of a conversation is there?
We were just here in Amsterdam 3 or 4 weeks ago working with a company in the battery space, and they'd been working on this for a number of years. Their last project they'd been trying for 10 months. And we said, we think we can do this in 2 days. And they're like, we don't believe you, but we'll give you a shot. So we came in, we were done by the end of day 1. And on day 2, we went and did a canal cruise with the CEO of this company. And he was like, this was awesome. Okay, this is different.
So the cruise was on his dime then, at least, right?
So, it was really good. And so, we're just trying to compress. I mean, people say, what does Blues sell? And I say, we sell time. That's what we sell. We do it with hardware and software, but we sell time.
Time is a commodity. Yeah. Time is of the essence.
That's right.
Time is money, right? I mean, we can run through all of the metaphors that you to choose. Now, but before I let you go, Jim, give us like some deep thought from you're looking at all of these cases, you're dealing with all of these people. How do you see it going? What would you like to leave us with?
Well, I came from an AI company that took us about 10, 11 years to go from a dead start to an IPO. And that was out in San Francisco. And so I came from the AI space. I may be one of the few fish that is swimming the other direction. Most people are going to AI from IoT. I actually came from AI to IoT. And I would say the one thing I would leave with people is if the core reason they're building a connected product today does not have some slant of what they're going to do with the data from an AI perspective, whether that be machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision. I saw last week the very first large language model, generative AI, running on an edge device. So it's moving. But if your projects do not include that vision and the value creation, the value capture that are going to occur from that, I really think you're missing the boat.
It's incomplete.
It's incomplete. It's short-sighted. So that would be my deep thought that I would leave, because the reason I joined this company was for 10 years selling enterprise scale AI applications. Our customers would say, we've got all these devices out here where the data are locked on the device. How can we get this to the cloud so we could do what we did best, which was build AI applications? And we had no answer. So when I saw what Blues was doing, I'm like, this is a gap filler if I've ever seen one. And so that would be my slant, would be you need to be thinking ahead in your AI journey of what value these data are going to create.
That's a great insight. I really appreciate you taking the time, Jim. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.